Afternoon everybody, how's it going? I've just sort of set off a little bit of a timer today because I don't have my watch on and I can't see what time it is, so thought we'd give us an hour and we'll see how we go. Here we are, 16th of September, my goodness me, and we're on tile 90, is it 91 or 92? I can't remember. Oh, I think it's gonna be 91. Okay, now I did say that I was gonna work on a coloured tile, so here we go, coloured tile, all dated up, all numbered up, so if it is the wrong number I do apologise, and let's see where we're going to go with it today. Okay, I've got my micron pen. I've actually got an 01 today. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to be any different in terms of, you know, using an 02. It's fine. I do have my brush pen with me as well, just in case I need it a little bit later. My pen and pencil. Sorry, my pen and pencil. My pencil and sorter. It's been a long couple of days, I tell you. And I've also got a Sakura again. It's a micron jelly roll. It's the earth sort of ochre colour, because I wanted to do something that was going to give you a little bit of colour to go in there with the black as well, just a different shade from white. And I've also, thank you very much Garth, I've got my Physicola bottles here, because as we know, I'm not going to have Leslie coming in with a cup of tea halfway through. So there we go. So hello everybody, and thank you so much. Thank you for watching the shows. Sorry I didn't get to do more demos earlier. Trust me, they're all planned and prepped. But we just didn't get time. Matt just wanted to talk about the book, so that's fine. So thank you everybody, I really appreciate it. Okay. Oh, really? One of your important meetings? Yeah. Absolutely. No, honestly, come on and join back in again as and when. It's not a problem. You know that. Alright. Oh, have I? I don't know. Well, there's quite a few December birthdays I know coming up. See, I've just done my dots and I'm just drawing in my board now. There we go. Do a sketchy one or do a straight line. Whatever you want to do. Oh, thank you, Sue. There's one more to do and then I can go home and sleep in my own bed. That's be nice. There we go. All right. Thank you, Alicia. And, you know, I'm happy for all of us because we've all done this. You know, we've all worked hard and we've all sort of been part of what it is that's going on at the minute, isn't it? And, you know, so it's great that we all work together. Okay, I'm still with my pencil, and what I'm actually going to do now, I'm going to just put myself a little dot. Doesn't matter if it's not in the middle. I'm going to then create a bit of a swirl. Now you don't want to do this too heavy because we don't want to see the swirl when it's finished. But I'm doing it a little bit darker so you can see it, okay? I'm just going to get that one in there. And I might put a bit in there, okay? So there we go, just a bit of a swirl. And coming in there now with my pen. Oh, we're ready for this. I'm going to start, let's make it a little bit bigger in there. Oh, I'll have to do it with this. There we go. There we are. So I'm going to start here. I might as well, hadn't I? Because this is, it's like a nice little curve kicking off there. And I'm going to come on in and I'm going to create a little curl. Okay. So then let's do another. So it depends where you want to start really. I'm going to start with the curl and then come back. And you see I've used that guideline of that swirl to sort of help me out a little bit. Oh, Pat, I'm sorry. But we do love that you're posting pictures on Facebook and everything, so we get them there, but I do apologise. You should have messaged me and I would have said. I'd have done something. Okay, so I've got those. So here's another. So curling in and I'm going to there. So I'm sort of doing these little curls within the sort of guideline of this swirl that I've got. Okay. Let's do another one. And another one. Of course you can do this on any colour tile you like. It doesn't have to be yellow, it doesn't have to be cream. You can do it on black if you like. But obviously you don't want to be using a black pen. It would have to be a white one, or maybe gold or silver. There we go. And again, I'm not trying to make all these curls the same. I'm just working within the shape. It doesn't look like much at the minute, I know, but stick with it and we'll just build it. Alright, here's another. Okay. And then another. And there. Alright. And then I'm going to put, I'm actually going to fill it there because I don't want to go out the border today. I'm going to leave it within. And there. Okay. So I've got this sort of odd shaped type thing going on. Okay. So let's make it a little bit larger. And I'm going to add a little bit of weight to the bottom of that curl there. And then a little bit of weight just around that edge there. See? So let's just do that. And it's just something about adding that little bit of blackness, a little bit of weight that makes all the difference. And it's quite nice to have that bit of drama there with, you know, different thickness lines. Just makes it a bit different, doesn't it? Okay. So I'm going to turn it around doing this one. So there we go. Just adding a little bit there. Now of course you don't have to do this with a black pen. You can do it with any colour that you like. Okay. And just adding that little bit of weight there. Just a little bit of difference. There we are. Working it round. Oh, hi there everybody. Thank you for joining. Do you know it's Christmas next week? It is. Can you believe that? It's come up really, it's sort of crept up on us. I think because, you know, we're not going out and doing our shopping this year, and we're not sort of taking in that environment, are we? That atmosphere. It doesn't always feel Christmassy, does it? But it is. And it's going to come and go whether we like it or not. So, there we are. And a little bit there. Okay. Just carrying on, adding that little bit of weight. See, it's great here as well. If you've got one that you've got a bit of a wonky curl and you want to change it, it's nice to do it at this opportunity, isn't it? And around we go. See, there we are. And of course I could go in with a thicker pen, but I'm quite enjoying just doing that little bit of colour in there. Let's see. There we go. And round again. Just filling that in. It's all about this memory and doing the same sort of things. Oh yeah, Christine, that'll be nice. Yeah, it is the time that we do tend to want to see family, and we haven't seen them much this year. Not in real life, anyway. But, we'll get there. There's hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel. So there we are. Okay, next year's going to be a brilliant year. Just know it. Okay, we might have a few soggy bank holidays as normal, but let's not complain about those. There we go. Okay, looks a little bit weird, I know, don't panic. At this point, I'm going to bring in that mustardy coloured pen that I said I was going to use. Oh, thank you, Garth. Thank you for my cola bottles. They sat here at the side of me. Okay, so I'm going to do now, I'm going to come in with this pen and I'm going to add this sort of little teardrop shape, but then I'm going to continue it. See, here's a loop. See? Let's do that again. As a loop. Okay. And then just taking my time, working my way around until I get to the end of that. Okay. All right, and then let's do the same on this one. You see, once you get into the flow, you might decide that you still want to do just the little teardrops and loops slowly, but we're just going to work it round. There we go. Creating those little loops all the way along. All right. Now, if you want to, you can work with the same pen. You can work with your black pen, or you could have brought a white in. That would be quite nice. But whatever you want to do. Well, I want it to sort of go with a similar colour to my tile today. There we are. Get my way along. Now you see here, this bit here, I'm going to continue that all the way down. Right, so it actually joins. There we are. Yeah. Now let's do this one. So again, starting on that end. Once you get into the flow with this, it's a really nice one to do, because it sort of does it itself. You get into that mode and it sort of almost throws the pen round the loop, and it's quite a nice feeling. This one, it's a nice one to do. See, just continuing. And again, I'm just going to continue it all the way down. There we go. And the next one. And I mean, if you want to as well, you could go in and colour all of these in. You could do them bigger or getting smaller. There's lots of alternatives. There we go. Alright. And turning it round. There again. See this, if you followed all these tiles by now, working on this, you know that it's coming and repeating the pattern, but it's almost about, you feel like you've gone into that little mindset mode of relaxation, and the more you do it, the quicker that comes to you, and you can find that you get lost in what you're doing a little bit quicker. If you've not done this before, or you're quite new to it, you might find that you've got to sit and just take a few deep breaths before you make a start, and just relax. Don't try and make everyone the same, and don't think it's going to look exactly the same as what you're seeing in front of you. It's going to be your version of events. It's your way. There we are. There's something about using this different colour. It's not as sort of flashy as the white. It's just giving it that little bit of difference, but quite subtle. It's a nice one to use. See, we're just going to keep it going. Oh, you on, did you? Oh, maybe we'll have to look at the next couple of weeks, see if there are any appear on my website. Those stamps are lovely. There's so much you can do with them. There we go. And keep working my way around. Okay. It's quite busy here today, actually. It's quite a lot. You know, there's a lot going on. They're pulling the stops out and working really hard to, keep things going and keep crafting. And I've got to commend them. They're doing quite a good job. They are. Following all the rules, of course, but we're trying to do it as best as we can. You see, just working my way. See, it doesn't take long once you get going, and then it really doesn't matter how long it takes. It's all about you just relaxing, having a little while. Just going to keep that going all the way down. Okay, alright, let's have a look at that. Oh, I do, Sue. It's lovely, isn't it? I think it's really nice when you can look at pictures of what people are doing. I really appreciate it. It's lovely. Okay, so I'm coming back in now to my black pen. Let's have a look. And I'm going to look at the spaces here. So I've got one here. I'm just going to aura inside that space. There we go. And then let's have a look at this one here. It's aura. I might stop it there. Okay. Same with this one. So I'm not going to go all the way into the bubbles, but if there's any sort of gaps, you see like here, you can sort of see this shape here. And so let's just fall around, create that shape. And same with this one. Into there and back out. And then here, I'm just going to come in there, look, around. See, I'm creating my own little variation there. Did you, Janet? Oh, it's exciting, isn't it? It's lovely. Just thinking the next few days we'll be packing, but that's fine. I'm going to make sure that they're all packed and out as soon as possible for you. So, yeah, that's my job tomorrow. There we are. All right. You see, here I'm not wanting to sort of completely space. I'm just following. I'm going to use that swirl as a guideline there, and then into there, and then again here. All right, and then our last one. Oh, Hannah, do you know what though? It's there. It'll last you. It's there for when you need it. Of course, you've got the videos, but then having the, you know, the pictures in front of you, I think helps. It's a good investment. Okay, there we are. So we've got this sort of shape. It's really, you know, I'm going to decide which my up and which is my down. I'm going to choose a side. I'm going to go with this right hand side, and I'm going to add a little bit of weight to that side, you see, and then some across the top as well. See, it's getting a little bit less as I go in, a bit more that side. Now, it doesn't matter, you can do it this side if you want, or that side, or this side, it doesn't matter, but once you've chosen that side, stick to it. So there you go, see, I've done that one again, and there we are. And then if I actually, I'm just going to draw a line, see, because it's going to nothing at that side, let's go a little bit larger, so it's a little bit thicker there, and then it's going to nothing there. Okay, so same again, look here. So each time I move it round, I'm adding some thickness to that same right hand side, and then getting a little bit thinner as we go along. So here I've got quite a few sort of bits to choose. So I'm going to take this as my left, so my right hand side, and then I'm going to add that in there. There we go. Okay, and then again it's going to come to nothing there. All right. So turning it around. Same here. There we are. Filling that in. And the top one going to nothing. Okay. And see this one here, I'm just going to do it there. So because I've not got all the sides, I'm just going to do that top one there, see? And here I'm going to do this one. So it's always sort of towards the right. But I say you might decide you want to do it to the left, as I'm awkward, I'm left-handed. Okay, this bit, so again, same side. Now this is sort of, it's different than if you were doing a piece of artwork and looking realistic, because obviously the light source would be staying where it is, and here we're not even considering where the light source is, and that's absolutely fine. It's not something we're gonna worry about. There we go. Okay, one here, there we go, straight into there, and then around this one, there we go, and this one here, and I've got that one in that middle section there, haven't I? Let's have a look at that. And then off to nothing. So just this one here. So let's do this one. And into there. Alright, let's have a look. All right, there we go. All right, next bit then. What I want you to do now is I'm gonna come back in with my black pen. Again, I'm gonna stick within this border that I've drawn, and I'm now gonna create an aura around the outside of this shape. There we are. So you see, I'm not going in and sharpening out any of those edges. I'm just sort of curving around it, just skirting around it, and not going in too far, and just stopping when I need to, turning my tile, working it round. There we go. See this one here, I'm gonna go all the way around because I've gone out of the border there with that particular shape. There we are. And back in. And back round. Okay, just following it round. Okay, so I've got this really sort of odd shape. There we are. So back in with my mustardy coloured pen, and I'm going to do that same sort of loop. See? But this time I'm actually bringing it towards. It doesn't matter which way you do it. You can go backwards or forwards. It's entirely up to you. But it's just nice to work with. See, I'm just going to miss that bottom section there. I'm just going to keep it flowing and just keep working it round as we go, nice and slow. Now if you feel that you need to stop part way through, stop at the bottom point before you do your loop, and stop at the bottom of it. And then see, like that, I've stopped, because then it's easier just to pick it up and work around with it. See, again, I'm not going to go right in to those little corners there. I'm just going to continue with it round, not be too sort of stickler to the edge. Just keep it going. Alright, so working my way around. See, at least we're not going to have Hermes ringing the doorbell today, are we? I can't say that we're not going to have somebody walking in, because it's obviously a... That's the green room. It's just a room to the side, actually. And I'm not saying that you're not going to hear Dawn Wheeler's laugh, because she's on the side of the wall. And trust me, she laughs. Everybody hears. But she's lovely. And see, all the way around the edge. And into there. Okay, so I've got, it's quite a random sort of section, isn't it? And I know we don't always like random, or we don't do it, but this is sort of forced the issue really. So okay, let's come on in now. I'm going to draw this border in, you know, the one I've been sort of saying we're going to stick with. And oh, catch up. I don't think they do catch up anymore. I think you can go onto their YouTube channel and you might catch it on there, but no, it's not anymore. I don't know why, and nobody said that they stopped doing it, but yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to stop where that's come over there. So I've got my border now. All right, now I'm going to bring back an old favourite here. It's one that we use, and I think we sort of get used to using it. So I'm going to do a little bit of a slightly different twist on it. So you might want to just watch this before you get on. And I'm going to create a curve. I'm going to curved line. I'm going to go from here, look, to here. I'm going to stop there. And then I'm going to work my way through. And you see here these bits. If my line's going through it, I'm going to draw it in. And then here I'm going to come in. And this time I'm doing a line that's sort of... Instead of curving this way, it's going to curve this way. So I'm going to come in here and then keep it sort of relatively, see, I'm going to see a bit there, relatively narrow. And then if there was space, I would actually extend it out. Okay, let's do another. So I'm going to start here, underneath and out there. So you see here I'm going to start wider, keep it sort of narrow, and then wider. Okay, and then this one here, and there. So working my way around, and then here, and there we go. All right. So you see where this is going? It's almost like we've drawn the top section before anything else, and it's all about just not planning this particularly, but just seeing where it goes. Oh yeah, she's in there. Do you know, the very first day I arrived here, and you know, it's always a little bit awkward, isn't it, coming to somewhere new for the first time. She was so welcoming, and you know, made sure that I knew where everything was. Absolutely. There we are. So okay, I want to sort of split this up. So let's bring it down and in there. There we go. And get a bit there and out here. Okay, so we've got this bit of a split space, and I'm going to come back now to that right hand side line. Remember where we thickened it up? As I'm going to do the same here, just going to add a thicker line on the right. Now I'm just going to work my way around it, so don't think, oh, it's got to be on one side or the other. Just wherever it lands, you're going to do a right hand side, and you don't have to do them all, you could just do a few if you want, but we just want a little bit of texture in there. See, this one is going to be good because we're going to go here and underneath. There we are. Okay, and then got another one. I'm going to do this one. Oh, sorry, I'm off screen, getting carried away, do my own thing there. There we are. Okay, time for another card there. Time for another cola bottle. That's it, a bit more sugar. There we are. I've done well today. I've made myself 3 cups of tea today. Alright. Well, I think this one needs some, doesn't it? Because it's on the top. There's a little bit of weight. There we go. Okay, let's have a look at that. Oh, that's okay. Well, if your spiral thing filled your tile, that's fine. Let's work on that first. Oh, hang on a second. What am I doing here? Ah! It's sort of gone a bit fuzzy. Don't want to do that. Okay. So working with this bit, what I'm going to do here is, imagine that this is just your tile and you haven't got the rest of the space. I'm going to add in another little line and another. Oh, hey Catherine, long time no speak. I know, seems a lifetime ago, doesn't it, since we were doing classes at the cafe. I know. You see there, I've gone really quite small, and I'm actually going to come in and I'm just going to fill in the space with that lovely little gel pen. There we go. Okay. I know, Sally, I've got one, and I don't press, so I don't know what's happened. Don't know where it's going here. I've got a few, there we go, issues. There we are. There you see. So let's take this one. Now, these are all totally random. I'm not trying to sort of join anything up here, although this one's quite close. So let's fill that one in. You don't have to. You can do each one independently if you want to. Okay. And then in with that one. So you see, I'm just creating these lines. There we go. and just sort of fill in the space in, and when it's small enough, it's just about kind of fill in with that gel pen. There we are. Okay. So, oh, I can do that one at the same time if I'm happy with that one. There we go. So, if your swirls filled your whole tile, you've now got spaces within there that you can actually do this. So, don't panic if you've not got any tile space left. It's okay. There we go. So it's just about going underneath each time. There we are. Okay. And little bits in there. Alright. And in there. Just filling it. Now of course I could have filled this in with a black pen, or could have used a white pen, but you know, you can use whatever you want to do. You can fill it in with pencils if you don't want to use the gel. It's entirely up to you what you do. But I just thought it's nice for a change just to sort of do something that's not white, and I have been promising I would do a coloured tile now for a couple of weeks, and it was just getting round to it. And I know some tiles, as much as I love the Bordeaux and the dark blue and the purple, it's a little bit tricky sometimes to you know, make it show on camera with the pencil and stuff. There we go. See what I'm doing here? So I'm just filling in those spaces with these lines. There we are. And let's do this one. I'll add a bit in there. Alright. There we go. Just, oh, I'm going to fill that one in. That's part of that shape under there. And then here. Now of course if you want to leave spaces and bigger gaps, you can, and that would mean, yeah. Oh Debbie, I'm glad you asked that actually, because I asked that this morning, and because it's obviously it's TV, what Create and Craft have had to do is email the person who won and ask permission for their name to be mentioned on TV. So whoever that person was, if they get back in touch and say yes, it's fine, then they will announce it on the last show today for me. But if not, if the person, whoever has won, well, I hope it's, you know, well, I'm sure it's going to be somebody who's well deserved of it, it is. But if they don't want to be named, then we can't name them. But that's something that they're working on at the minute. So if you're watching this video and you have won, would you email in if you haven't? And let us know if we can say who it is, because even I don't know. It's just about, you know, rules and regulations. We don't want to be giving somebody's name out without their permission. Yeah. And of course, there's another giveaway, isn't there, today? So again, I shall ask a relevant person before I go today who's won that. Because that would be nice to know. It's a nice prize today as well, especially if you didn't manage to get one of those sketch pads earlier on. It's both of them in there. So do you know what? Actually, it's a nice giveaway that if you've got a friend, you can split it, because there's 2 books, 2 packs of pens, and 2 packs of gel pens. So you know that'd be quite nice. You could share if you wanted to. But yeah, whatever you want to do. I hope that's well, of course that's answered your question. So there we go. I know, Sheila, they're lovely, aren't they? They're a really nice paper. And I have started, do you know, because it got to the point I stopped carrying one, but I have started carrying one with me again now, which just helps. Oh, that's nice, good thing to do. All right, let's have a look at where we're at so far. Oh, look at that, look at the difference that's made. Okay, so a couple more lines in there. And let's just then fill those in. Okay, does look quite three-dimensional, doesn't it? It's nice, it's quite nice. Okay, so I'm going to come in with these spaces now. And we could continue the lines and do that if we wanted to, but I thought it'd be nice to sort of do something a bit different. And I'm going to work with these swirls just as before. So let's we'll put a swirl in, but it's going to be a little bit different. And again, it's something you've done before. So there's that swirl, but then I'm going to come back round on itself. See? And then if we do one the other way, and then, I don't know, I could do, let's do one this way, so let's have them going in random directions. See? Let's have one coming in here. Okay, let's just make that a little bit larger. So then any gaps I'm going to fill with bubbles. As we well know, bubbles are one of my most favourite things to do. And then any gaps that we've got left that have got no bubbles in, so it's almost background, I'm going to fill with black ink. There we go. You see, so it's all about, it's going to make you look a little bit closer and actually search out those little gaps. And looks at, there you go. It looks really quite scruffy close up, but it's a really nice pattern to do. And if you wanted to, you could carry on with the lines. That's fine. But I'd just like to give you a couple of different options. See? So in here, I'm still going to do it, but I'm going to avoid those curls a little bit. Again, they don't have to go in the same direction. I'm going to bring one in from this direction here. And then just going to fill in this bit here with bubbles. I'm not going to go right up to the edge there. I'm just going to leave that little bit. There we go. And see, this one it got quite wide, so let's just fill that. So again here, let's do this lovely sort of curly shape. Again, don't be afraid to turn your tile round so it's creating the shape where you're comfortable. You see, I'm just working different sizes, different shapes. Okay, just as we go. And just filling it up as best I can. Going in different directions. Oh yeah, let's add a little one in there. And then just add in those bubbles again. I think as well, you know, this particular colour tile is quite bright and it might be a little bit overwhelming, but as you notice, having the black on there again gives it a bit of serious contrast, but adding that mustardy colour in, or adding a colour in that's like the tile, it just sort of tones it down a little bit. So I hope somebody from this group won. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? You know, we've worked so hard with it and to get those. But of course, it's totally random. Once it's totally out of my hands, I gave it over, and it'll be Create and Craft that deal with it. I think it's been a good couple of days actually. I think we've, you know, worked really hard to get to this point. So it's a lot to sort of take in, isn't it? Let's have a look at this, how it's forming. See, we're getting quite a contrast between the lines and the sort of the circles. Oh, I know. Can you imagine receiving that? I mean, it's just lovely. It's, yeah, it's a thank you, and everybody has been really supportive. And I know, you know, you'll say that I've helped, and that's great, but honestly, you've helped me too. I don't know what I'd have been doing now. Oh, I know I wouldn't probably have had a job, so God forbid have to go back into a classroom and teach. My goodness me. There we are. It has been a busy time, but I'm not complaining in the slightest. I like to be busy, so it's nice. I'm gonna have a couple of days off over Christmas, you know. I mean, Benji, he was a pup when last Christmas when we got him, so he wasn't quite sure what it was. I can remember him running around the Christmas tree and underneath it and on the back of the chairs, you know, annoying our poor Seth, the other dog. But yeah, this year he's a little bit more restrained. He did knock a bauble the other day and ran a mile because he was like, oh my goodness me, what's that? It's moved. So that was quite funny. But no, he's lovely. And so is Seth. Seth's so happy just sleeping the day away. I know John was home with them the other day, and Seth was quite, you know, unnerved, and he was, you know, not sort of settling. And John was like, what on earth's the matter? So he got up to make himself a cup of coffee, and when he came back he knew what the problem was. He'd been sitting on the sofa where Seth goes to sleep that time of the day. So Seth was all snuggled up and John didn't have a space on the sofa anymore. But that's lovely, isn't it, really? He's my little boy. Okay. Oh, and I know, I mean, it is a big class, isn't it? Can you imagine doing this in a school? We'd have to do it in the concert hall, you know. Some schools are bigger than others, I know. But no, it actually would be nice to do a really large class in, you know, some way, you know, maybe in a school concert hall or something, you know, with screens up and things. That would be quite cool. And there's nothing like, you know, everybody tangling together but in the same place. There's something quite, I don't know, romantic's not the word, but there's something quite sort of surreal about it, and you all feel at one, doing the same thing. It's lovely. Well, maybe, you know, maybe that's something that could happen. Okay. There's something, isn't there, about, I know these patterns of tangles are relatively simple, but because we're repeating them all the time now, they're becoming part of what we know. So we're not really having to focus as much on them, and we can just sort of take in the pleasure of just doing it, really, and not thinking, oh, have I done it this way? Have I done it that way? I know, Sheila, that would be great though, wouldn't it? Can you imagine? To do it in a cinema. Woohoo! Oh, stop it now, stop it. There we are. That's Howells, I can tell by the shoes. Just walk past. There we are. Alright, lots of these lovely little curvy shapes. Now if you think, oh, I need to do the, you know, inking the space as I go, then by all means do that. There's no, you know, sort of set pattern for this. It's oh, Maureen, that'd have to be, wouldn't it? Yeah, have to be. As long as they're not fresh cream cakes. Yeah, I wonder if they've had any of them in the office while I've been away. Right. It's all been kept very quiet. Right, Jana, John was in there yesterday, he was very busy. There we are. Okay. So this is taking on quite a role, isn't it? It's becoming quite ornate, and all from a few swirls and a couple of lines, and a little bit of ink and some time. An outdoor picnic. Oh my word. You'd still need the power though, wouldn't you? You'd have to have power to put, you know, things in place. I mean, I'd have to have a big sort of easel or a board, wouldn't I? I've done that before though. Right, you see here I've got quite a small space, and if you've not really got any space because your swirls filled your tile, then perhaps you want to add some of these patterns in rather than all the lines. Or you can do this around the outside and totally fill the border, or even, you know, take it onto your sketch pad and fill out some of that with these. There we go. I'm just going to keep going. There we go. Alright, let's think. Drawing wise, let's have a look at this. Okay. Whew, quite a lot going on there, isn't there? Now, a couple of things we can do if we wanted to is you could actually go in and start adding patterns in here, but I quite like the idea of leaving that. I think what I will do though is I'm going to come in and put a little dot in the middle of those, and let's just add some of those loops around. We are a tiny one there, little dot, see, loops, and just follow it round. Continue that one. Let's go a little bit larger so you can see it. There we are, see, just a loop all the way around. And loops and loops. Okay. Loops. It's just amazing how it is. I mean, you could go quite large with these. And oh, sorry, I do apologise. I'm just out of camera there. Create, you know, bigger flowers that you could use in other projects. It's just a nice way of incorporating that loop, isn't it? Here we go. Same there. And then, of course, if we come in with that little gel pen again and just add a little point in the centre. I've just noticed I've missed one. There you go. There we go. So I'm just going to add a dot in the middle. Okay. And of course, if this was white, it would show up a little bit more, but I wanted it quite subdued. It's, oh no, Lindsay, it's, you know, sometimes we've got to try different things, and it's not always what everybody, you know, is wants. Or I know some of us like grids more than organic, and vice versa. But this one has been a really good exercise in being a bit random. Okay, next bit then. I'm going to come in with pencil now, and I'm going to focus first of all. I'm going to leave these because they've been in with gel pens, and we've added that extra bit of shading there with the black. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in and I'm going to add some pencil around all the sides of these shapes. Now, of course, again, if you've not got the space and not managed to do this around your little swirls, then, you know, you could go in onto these bits and do the same sort of pattern. You notice there I've not done any this side. Okay. And then working your way around the sides and around those edges. Okay, just take your time with it, no rush. Oh, no, internet connection can be a pain, can't it, when it doesn't work? I noticed that last night when I couldn't connect to anything. You know? Here we go, almost done. Just this little one here. Okay, now before we actually go in with our tortillon, I want to use some pencil on these as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a little bit to each side of those lines. And a little bit to each side, and working my way around a little bit, and this bit, Okay. So I'm taking a little bit more care with this now. I'm not wanting to put a lot on, just enough to give it that little bit of graphite either side. See? Okay. That's a fair point, Sheila. Yeah, it's, you know, you might find that you like, you know, this particular aspect of going underneath and doing it different sizes. Or you might decide, you know, just to sort of, if you've got a big punch or a die cut it and see what you've got left. That would be quite interesting. See, this one goes through here, so I am going to add that bit. See, and any of the other larger ones as well. There we go. There's a little bit there, look. Okay, so in with a torture. Yeah, Donna, a HB would do the job, but a B pencil would be better. And again, it also depends on, let's go a bit larger, on the paper you're using. I mean, our coloured tiles are a sort of a super smooth, so I know that they need a softer pencil. But if you're using like cartridge paper, then you can get away with a HB pencil. It depends on how much of a shade you want. There we go. See? So see where I've left that highlight in the centre there. So I'm just softening the edges out the side there. So let's have a look at this one here. So you see it, because if I was on my regular cream tile, I wouldn't have to sort of do those swirls first. But because it's a super smooth tile and it just needs a little bit more of a push to get it going. There you go, see? And then just soften the edge and leave that little bit. There we are. Oh, Gail, yeah, you need a new pencil. You do. I have got some more coming into stock. I need to check on it actually, where they are. Perhaps we'll do some I don't know, pencil and tortillon packs or something. But, if that's of any use, could do that. There we go. You see, just starting it off. But I say, if you're using the regular cartridge paper tiles, then you wouldn't have to do that because they sort of shade themselves, don't they? There we go. Look at that. All right, starting to sort of look a bit different now, isn't it? Alright, there we go. See, I've not even rubbed out the original lines. I know mine were a little bit darker. But, you know, you can't really see it now, so that's all fine. You see, these sections, I'm just going to come in, just sort of soften the edges up and leave the middle without any pencil. Same here. Okay, so just work your way around. Try not to lean on it once you've done it. There we go. I've done that a few times and I thought, oh, it's a bit more shaded than I wanted it to be. There we go. So same there. Okay. Are you, Chris? That's good. I've still got my original Sanntangle pencil, and I think my original Sanntangle one. But yeah, just, you know, depends what you're doing with it. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at that. All right, you see the difference now where this is coming in. So we just do need a yeah, Sheila, pen as well. That would be, yeah. So you've got like the basics. Okay, I'm coming in with my pencil now and I'm just going around that original sort of aura shape that we did. Now just make sure that if you've used a gel pen, it's totally dry before you do this, because otherwise it will smudge. And we don't want that, do we? Okay. I suppose a gold pen would look nice instead of the mustard today, but I honestly did go for a slightly more subdued colour because the tile's so bright. I wanted to just sort of make it a little bit more subtle. Okay, there we go. Back in with the tortillon. Yeah, Sheila, mine is. But you know what? It's nice to have pens and pencils, and they look pretty and pristine. But if that's what you've done, you've brought them and you don't use them, what was the point? You know, I'd rather see a pack of pencils that's totally, you know, sharpened maybe both ends or scratched a little bit. They're all different sizes, and that just means that they're serving their purpose. They've had their life, and you're creating wonderful, beautiful things with them. So, you know, look at your pencils, and it's nice to keep them nice, but actually, are they doing what they're supposed to be, or are they just pretty? Yeah. Oh, it's getting quite deep, isn't it, for a Wednesday? Oh my goodness. All right. So, here we go. Let's just do that a little bit in. Oh, Debbie, I'll have that. It's very addictive. But do you know what? You find, well, some people, I do, and have found that doing this increases that creativity, and it will actually start to sort of infiltrate into other crafts and other areas. So if you wanted to maybe draw, you know, do a bit of, you know, a bit of an artist, then you'll find that some of the tangles we use, some of the patterns, you start to create images and pictures, so you are actually becoming the artist, and it does help. Okay, I'm back with a pencil now. Oh, Gail, thank you. They are. Do you know, it took me a while to find them. I wanted to get the right things. Okay, I'm just coming into the centre now, and just on these swirls here, just adding some pencil. See, I'm just going to fill in that middle bit there. You see, just adding a little bit. So I'm not trying to completely pencil everything. It's just about giving it a little bit of depth. Oh, that's nice, Debbie. See, it's lovely, isn't it, to sort of show somebody what you've done, and you're really proud of it. And yeah, we say they're easy. You do have to work, you know. See, you do have to put the work in. There we go. See, a little bit more pencil. Yeah, Wendy. Oh, Wendy, can I say thank you for my Christmas card? It's absolutely fabulous. And, I must admit, actually, that I've got it on today. Here we go. Look what you'll notice on here. Hang on a second. There we go, look. There is, look, my Star Wars Pandora. So, yeah, that one's definitely a go home and put it on the shelf. Thank you so much. It's lovely. And to Garth as well, and I haven't opened my other card yet. I'm saving it till the 30th. Oh, the cola bottles I had to open. Oh, okay, so I'm just putting, look, a little bit at the bottom there, just of each one. Oh, that one was tangy. There we go. Oh, do they, Chris? Brilliant. So you're sharing what you do as well. It's lovely. There we go. I'm just sort of checking I've got each one there. Let's have a look. I've missed one, look. There it is. There's the culprit. There we are. Let's have a look. Okay. So, one more thing to do. Now, this is a choice thing. I'll come back in with my pencil, and you can either shade the inside of the line, or you could shade the outside of the line, and it's going to give you a slightly different effect, as you can imagine. And I'm going to add some pencil. I'm not going to be shy. I'm going to really add some pencil, you see, all the way across, and I'm working on the inside. So of course there, I've got to stop there, because that's sort of trying to get out of the tile. And there we go. And in there. You done? There we are, not bad. Okay. And then I'm just going to soften that up on those edges there. And I'm going to leave my border totally clean today. Sometimes we shade the outside of that. There we are. There we are. So you see I'm putting a little bit more pressure on today with this tile because it's one of the coloured ones. There we go. Let's have a look at that bit there, see? Alright, so this one, totally random. It's a different way of looking at it because we started with a swirl. I mean, you could actually have, you could have used stencils and measured it in, but why do that when you've got something you could do that's totally different? I think actually I will put a little bit of pencil in on those ones now. Now I know that my gel pen's completely dry. I don't think I'm not going to go in and use the tortillon on it, but I'm just going to help it with that shadow a little bit. And again, sometimes you've got to look at it, haven't you, and make your decision as to what you're going to do. There we go. There we are. So I'm actually going to leave it. So leave it as that today. See, look, now I'm faffing again. There we are. I'm just going to add a little bit of depth on the top there. But other than that, I'm going to leave it at that. So completely different, completely random today. No grids, no pictures, no particular, shapes and structure. But I love it. And I think I'm going to put my signature right there in the middle. And then that is absolutely done. So for tile 91, that's pretty good going, isn't it? So, all right, tile number 92, we will do on Friday afternoon, if you can make it, at 2 o'clock, regular place. And I will, over the weekend, I will post some extra days where I'm going to do extra tiles so we can actually hit that 100 on New Year's Eve. So I'm really looking forward to that one. So, hope you've enjoyed it. Have a go at it, or, take a few bits and pieces from this and try something a bit different. And yeah, I've got one more show before I can go home today, so I'm here working on that. So I will see you later Friday. All right, you take care, everybody. Please post, let me know what you've done, and let me know how this gets on. And I will speak to you Friday. All right, you take care, everybody. Bye.